The birds are chirping.
Yes, they are.
I mean, I came out the house this morning, looked out over the lake, and I said, look at God. Look at God gave us a breath of fresh air. And we had a good hearing today. But let me just start this way.
Yes, sir.
As we begin every show, ladies and gentlemen, this is Revive Mississippi. I'm your host, DeKeither Stamps. We got our co-host, Mr. Jason Clark. And we're here every week for the last 11 years. Our anniversary is coming up in about 2-3 weeks. We need to do something, Jason.
We do.
Plan me a party.
All right, let's start working on that. Birthday, man.
As we begin every show, we always want to remember those folks who are going through bereavement. Bereavement is a very trying situation. It never gets easy. But we have to remember those folks who have gone on. More importantly, remember the families who are left behind and help them to get through it. Because you need to be a friend so you can have a friend during your time of need. Our underwriters for today's show, Mr. Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan Transportation Service. You can go to www.mjstransportation1.com for your transportation needs. And you want some good food versus fast food? SuperBurgers been doing the same thing. They've been doing it for a long time. Now, on 90.1, I can't tell you where to go eat.
Can't do that now.
Can't do it.
Man.
It's against the law.
Oh, goodness.
But you want some good food versus fast food, you know where to go.
Second time. Okay.
Also, everybody be safe out there.
Yes,
I know it's football season and folks going to homecoming games and they're going to tailgate and traveling and blues shows and trail rides. And just, it's the season to enjoy because it's not hot. Nope. Not cold. So outdoor activities, nice little crisp air.
Right.
Be safe. You out there riding 4-wheelers and ATVs, be safe. You're out there navigating highways and byways. If you drive, don't drink. If you drink, don't drive. I see we got Mr. Timothy Brown tuned in live. We appreciate you, brother Timothy Brown.
Always.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, be safe out there as you navigate these highways and byways. But it is election time in the world.
It is.
The whole world looking at America. The whole world, Ms. Clark.
Commissioner, there's some serious stuff going on. We need the right people in place nowadays, Commissioner.
We got a good friend of ours. Before we even talk about what he want to talk about.
Yes, sir.
This young man hails from Copiaye County, down there with a water sweeter, down in Crystal Springs, Mississippi.
55 South. Come on now.
All the way from Camp Kamasa. Judge Kissing, welcome to the show. You have been a friend of the show. Your wife has been a friend of our families as long as I can remember.
It's wonderful being with you, Commissioner. Always.
Before we dive into what you got to talk about, I saw you this weekend.
Yeah.
Down at the NAACP event down in Copiaye County.
That was a great evening, wasn't it?
They were recognizing my mother.
Yes, sir.
And you came to celebrate my mother and that recognition.
Well, your mother is a sweet, sweet lady. I don't have to tell you that, but she also has accomplished a lot, and she makes the world a better place.
Oh, most definitely. Like I said this weekend, if I started serving 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, for the rest of life God gave me, I could still not outserve my mom.
True disciple, if you ask me, but go ahead.
I mean, let me just rattle off just a short list.
Go ahead.
She serves at the church. She serves at United Methodist Women. She served with Mississippi Toughest Kids Foundation, the Crisis Line, Red Cross, breast cancer awareness. She serves in our family. She serves on the school board. She was the PTA president so long that they kept her on as PTA president years after my sister and I graduated high school. She was still the PTA president. That's how she became a school board member, because they were like, you still here, you might as well be a school board person. And so her life of service, her life of work, she taught me service. And I had an amazing lifetime because my father taught me work and service, and my mama taught me work and service. So I couldn't help but to work and service growing up. And I appreciate you coming out and celebrate my mother.
I enjoyed it very much. We had a good time with Congressman Thompson being there too.
So talk a little bit about what you got going on. You got something very important coming up. Tell us about what people should know about this situation.
Well, the election has been mentioned in here, and we're all cognizant of that, aware of that. We're going to have a big election, lots of important things on there. But I want you to remember to go vote that whole ballot. Don't stop after you voted for president or congressman or senator or anything else. We got a couple of judges races on there. You have one county court race here in Hinds County, but in the whole listening area here, pretty much all of it, you're in the Central Supreme Court District. And there is a Supreme Court race on there. The Supreme Court of Mississippi is the highest court we have in our state court system. And it's been my privilege to serve on that court now for 2 terms. I'm Jim Kitchens from Crystal Springs, and I am seeking a 3rd term on the Mississippi Supreme Court. And you get a chance to vote on that on November the 5th. There are others running for that seat, and I support their right to run for it. The seat doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the people of the state of Mississippi. And so I hope I can win re-election, but if I don't, that seat is still going to belong to the people of the state of Mississippi. That court affects us more than you realize. Every decision the Supreme Court of Mississippi makes establishes a legal precedent that has to be followed by all the courts throughout the state. And we run in districts. The Central District has 22 counties in it, and the Northern District has 30-something. The Southern District has 27, I think. And, you know, the district has fewer counties in it because of the population of Hinds, Madison, and Rankin. The population is roughly equal in those districts, but the Central District has the fewest number of counties, but just as many people as the other districts have. So when you go to vote for that Supreme Court, remember that is a very, very serious thing. It affects every man, woman, and child in the state every day. And it is something that you have the opportunity to vote on. Some states, the Supreme Court justices are appointed by a governor or by somebody else. In Virginia, the legislature chooses them. But here, the people choose all of our judges in the high courts, the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeals, the Circuit Court, Chancery Court, County Court, even the Justice Court. The only one we really don't vote on is the municipal courts in the towns. The mayors and the governing bodies of those towns choose them. But the people choose the justices on your highest court. There are 9 of us. Each of those 3 districts elects 3, and the terms are staggered so they don't all run out at the same time. You don't ever have a complete turnover on the Supreme Court. So that's kind of the lay of the land. It is so important to vote. And we know from experience that often when you look at a ballot or when you look at the vote count at the end of an election, you see that a lot more people voted at the top of the ballot than on down the ballot. But so often you've got something really important down at the bottom of the ballot that you don't need to overlook. So keep voting all the way down till you get to the Supreme Court. And by the way, when you see those names there happen to be 5 candidates in this race this time. I've never seen a Supreme Court race with that many candidates, but it could have more, but it has 5 candidates, and there will not be a D or an R by any of those candidates' names. Same thing in your county court race here in Hinds County. Since 1995, the state law in Mississippi has required that judicial candidates run nonpartisan. So we are not allowed to claim a political party. So therefore we can't have a D or an R by our names. So that's why it's very important for you to try to find out about the candidates before the election and figure out who you want to vote for. And because you can't just say, I'm going in there and vote all Democrats, or I'm going to vote all Republicans or Libertarians or anything else. you have to know what that person stands for before you get there. So I hope you'll check me out. Ask a judge or a lawyer that you have confidence in what kind of job Jim Kitchens has done on the Mississippi Supreme Court. And I know I'll get a good report card because I have worked hard and I've had the people in mind the whole time I've been there. I don't have any kind of agenda. I don't try to help business or hurt business. I'm there for the people of the state of Mississippi. I practiced law for many years, and in my law practice, I represented ordinary people. I didn't represent big insurance companies or corporations. I represented ordinary Mississippi people. And when I see a case come into the Supreme Court, I see the same kinds of problems that I used to help people with when I was Jim Kitchens' attorney at law. So now I see those problems at the Supreme Court. I'm familiar with them and I know what to do with them. And I always realize that it's not just an academic legal problem. It's something that involves real people with real problems. And I try to resolve those cases with that in mind.
Well, you're right, Judge. So the election's in a few weeks, ladies and gentlemen. If you qualify to vote early, I would say go vote early.
Yes, please.
That's a good idea because it's going to be a long wait, probably in many places, on the 5th of November. But I hope that we'll have a record turnout. I think there's a good chance we will. I've been talking to circuit clerks around the district, and they tell me that people are already voting. But it's not very crowded now, but it will be on the 5th. But don't let that stop you from going. If you have to stand in line, remember the images we saw on our TV set when the people in South Africa finally got the right to vote. They stood out there in lines that were miles long in the hot sun of Africa, barefooted, so they could vote. It is a privilege. It's a privilege that people have bled and died for you and me to have. So don't ever fail to vote in an election. It's a precious right. It's a part of being an American.
You're totally right, Judge. And and prayers to you as you continue on this journey. Sprint through the tape, as they say.
Thank you, Commissioner.
So if somebody wants to, let me just do this. To find out more, you can go to justicekitchens.com or call 601-647-5742, or you can reach out to them at kitchens4justice@gmail.com. You all contact Ms. Charlene Priester, Esquire, she's the chair, and Mr. Fred McDonald, MD, and John W. Kitchens, Esquire, treasurer, at P.O. Box 768, Crystal Springs, Mississippi 39059.
Commissioner, you and I have the same district, so do you mind telling the voters what counties are in that district so they will know whether
If you're
they're in
from
it?
Jefferson County to Bolivar County, if you're from Washington County to Kemper County, if you're from Knoxville County to Newton County, if you're from Lauderdale County to Rankin County, if you all in that mix of counties up in them 22 counties that we've been bumping down and bumping around all these years, go on, vote early. Don't vote often. Just vote one time. But vote one time, very intentionally and very well.
Yes, please.
Thank you, Commissioner. That's well done, sir.
Well, Judge, hats off to you. Thanks for being a friend of the show, and thanks for being for representing Crystal Springs, Mississippi, with honor and dignity in the Supreme Court.
It's an honor to do so, sir. Thank you so very much. And I invite people to Crystal Springs in Copiah County. Remember, no Yazoo clay in Copiah County.
Thanks a lot, Judge.
All right. Thank you so much.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, we got a young lady who has served as election commissioner.
Yes, yes, indeed.
And she has taught me so much. She told me something, and I'm gonna ask her to say it again because I don't want to mess it up. The Commissioner Bobby McClure Graves. She said something like, you got to have a heart like David. Go on, make it right. I'm sorry. I already messed it up with the first sentence. Go ahead.
But that was good, though. First of all, thank you for allowing me to be on your show.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
always love to come and communicate with you people. I want to say that I am doing what I'm doing now, and that's going on as many shows as I can.
Yes, ma'am.
Because when I was campaigning, I did it for me. Now I'm doing it to get the vote out. I'm doing it for the voters. I'm going to hit every show because I'm a firm believer that the word of mouth is the best form of advertising.
That's right.
You're right.
Now, with that, you said you like what I said before.
That's right.
And I still say it every day.
I know. You're known for it.
I said, Lord,
Yes, ma'am.
I ask for wisdom like Solomon, that I may say the right things. I ask for courage like David, that I may do the right thing. And I ask for strength like Samson, that I can be strong and continue to fight against Satan and evil.
Amen. You're not running right now, but you're not running for election. You're running to do your job.
Exactly.
And so in doing your job, I appreciate you coming on to tell the people what's important. So tell them what you got for them.
First of all, I just want to say, please, please, please make sure that you check our office. That number is 601-968-6555 before November the 5th, before election morning, to make sure that you know your precinct. That would help everybody. You know, some people come and we're going to do all we can to make this election run as smoothly and quickly as possible. We are having more machines put at certain precincts, the bigger precincts. We're having more poll managers at the precinct. We're having everything that we can do to make it run smoothly so that people can come in and go straight vote and, be in and out like they're supposed to do. But, the main thing is to make sure that you're at the right precinct, because that would eliminate doing an affidavit. We're not going to turn anyone away from voting, but if you come in, make sure you have a picture ID. And we say proper ID.
Okay.
Because every ID you can't use. It has to be a picture ID, and it could be an expired ID as long as within 10 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
So you can use a Jackson State. I'm gonna give you some examples. A Jackson State ID is acceptable. Millsap, Mississippi College, Belhaven, those are private schools. You cannot use that.
Okay.
If you work for the University of Mississippi, you can use that ID.
Government ID.
A state ID.
Or federal.
Yeah,
Right.
You can use federal.
Okay.
A guy asked the other day, well, can I use my military ID? Of course you can, because it has your picture on it. You can use anything, like I said, and it can be expired. It has to be a picture ID, and you're good to go.
Okay, so we sure appreciate. What else you got? You want to inform?
Okay, some precincts that will help things to run smoothly is to help yourself. We're gonna have everything there, but sometimes human mistakes happen.
Yeah.
Some precincts, we have 11 split precincts. And what that means is you can go to the same location, but there are different battle styles because of who's on the ballot. I'm going to call off these quickly if you don't mind. I'm not going to get too deep into it, but I'm going to ask people, if you recognize these, then you can call our office and find out where to go. Or if you don't, you still can call. We have precinct 16, 26, 41, 69, 90, B2, ED, OB, R1, R2, and Terry 1. Now I can tell you Terry is TE1, that's Terry. R1 and R2, that's Raymond. OB is Byron. ED is Edwards. B2 is also Byron. 41 is Green Elementary School. 16 is State Street Fire Station. No, it's not. It's Funding Church.
Okay.
So if you don't recognize any of these, call our office and we can tell you where you go. But it eliminates a lot of problems if you already know where to go, because we're gonna tell you, if you come in there, you're gonna show your ID and your name doesn't pop up on that poll book, then you will have to do affidavit ballot, or you have to go to the precinct that you're assigned to. We're encouraging people to do early vote. It's not early voting. People want to confuse early voting. Mississippi does not have early voting. We have absentee voting. And so the difference is, with absentee voting, you have to have a reason. And you can say you're going to be out of town, or you got whatever it is. With absentee, you have to give a reason, unless you're 65 of age or older. If not, you can go right in. And absentee voting is also done at the courthouse on Pastor Gould Street in Jackson, and at the circuit clerk's office in Raymond. It's 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. But fortunately, we have 2 Saturdays left for those who can't get in the week. And that will be this Saturday, October 26th, and November the 2nd. Now, the thing is, Saturdays are not 8 to 5. They're 8 to 12. So you have 2 Saturdays, 8 to 12, to still get in. We also have poll manager training that's still going on. And you can come to our office at 701 Commerce Street. If you want to work, if we can find availability, then you can come to training. To be a poll manager, and we don't say poll worker anymore. Everybody is a poll manager. You have one lead manager, and that is the receiving and returning manager. That is the person that pick up the machines and then return it to the courthouse after the ballot comes. So she's the head person. But everybody is a poll manager. Those who are working, we had fortunately got a little increase, so they would be paid $200 on election day.
What?
Hold
on, $200? I'm gonna go for early because I'm working.
You will be paid $25 for coming to training. And training is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. We have 3 classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. On Wednesday, because some people like myself like to go to Bible class, so we don't have a 6 o'clock on Wednesday. We have 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock. And then Saturday, I forgot, we have 1 class, and that's 10 only. So we try to give an opportunity at various times for people, that want to come. Also, people need to know we do what we call a logistics and analysis training. What that is, we have technicians that work with the machines. We're making sure that the machines are working properly, that everything is set. They do everything as far as putting the names on the ballot. They make sure there's a 0 count. That's why we tell people, the poll man, when you open up and you open that machine up and they don't have a 0 on it, call your technician. But this is open to the public, and we're doing it at our office again, 701 Commerce Street, October 21st through the 26th. So if somebody want to come and watch the process, I know different news people have been down and, you know, try to see the system. But you're perfectly welcome to do that. We also would like to ask that people don't listen to idle gossip, because we did have a problem. There was a big debacle last year. Don't listen to that. I was not an election commissioner. Everybody know what I'm talking about the ballots. I was not election commissioner at that time, but I'm speaking up for the election commissioners now. We are doing everything possible to make sure that that does not happen. The main thing that we are doing, we are having each precinct to have 100% ballots. That means if you got 1,000 people at your precinct,
That's right.
you got 2,000, then on election morning, you're going to have 1,000 ballots. And you're going to have 2,000 ballots. So you shouldn't run out. And you should have probably some over, because people are doing absentee, you know.
That's right.
So you're going to have enough ballots. You should not run out of ballots. If you got a problem with the machine, each precinct has a technician assigned, and they would come out and handle the situation. So we also have sheriff department people and JPD people that will run out and help if we need to deliver something. So you give out opinions or whatever. I'm not going to say ballots, because you shouldn't give out a ballot, but whatever the case is, they put on their blue lights and run it out to you. Now, we can't do anything about people that are belligerent, but we do have bailiffs. And I ask that the voters be patient, because there's probably going to be a line. And we're asking our people to be courteous, and we're trying to not have any confrontation. We're trying to have it where we have enough machines and people don't have to stand in line to vote. We have a precinct that Powell Middle School is temporarily closed for renovation. I've been told that they will be open later, and we will go back. But because now we're not able to go there, anyone who votes at Powell, please go to Brinkley. It's right across the street from Golden Keys. So, you know, people wanted to complain about that. You know, people look for things to complain about. Of course, they're right across the street, but you got some precincts, some locations that got 2 precincts in the same building. So this should not be a problem. I know parking might be an issue, but you cannot expect to just want to go in, have somewhere with your name on a parking spot. But we're trying to handle that.
Well, what I would say to folks is do what's important to you. Respect what has been provided for you, so that we can do what we need to do. This is not Burger King where you have it your way. And be respectful of the process, no matter who you're voting for, whether you're voting Democrat, Republican, Independent, or mismatch. Respect the folks in line. If somebody is breaking a rule or something, you can't campaign within so many feet of the
150 feet
of the door. You can't wear your campaign shirts in the line nor in the precinct. So be respectful. And such a time as this, all of our people. See, I'm a farm. Let me let you wrap up, because you might not. Some folks might not like what I'm gonna say. And I don't want them to associate you with what I'm about to say. So you just gonna wrap up so I can say something that may be a little controversial.
I want to say that this is going to be a very crucial and very critical election. But we did what we had to do to get President Barack Obama elected. That was historical. This is going to be even more historical because we have.
As an election commissioner, there's some things that, you know, they're going to make sure she stay within the ballpark. You can't say who to vote for and all this kind of stuff. But what I can say, this is a couch kicking moment. Leave the house, and if there's somebody on your couch, kick that couch until they get up and go with you.
That's right.
It's a couch kicking moment now. No longer can we sit by and let folks lay on the couch and we handle the business. No, this is everybody. That's right.
And we need to make sure that when you go to vote, if you think there's someone, a neighbor or a senior citizen that needs a ride or need help to go vote, that we do that.
That's right.
We help them. We do all we can do. And then you don't have to feel guilty. And when you go in there to vote, when you come out with your little I voted sticker on, you should feel very proud because you have served your duty. And I say duty because I believe it is our duty to vote. Anytime you have had people to suffer, died, and gone through everything else for us to have this privilege, it is our duty to honor them.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you, Commissioner, for coming through. You're always welcome. And we got one more guest and a few more announcements. So just thank you very much.
All right. And I just want to say I need to come back next week because it's right before election. And put another bug in everybody's ear.
Sounds good.
Thank you, guys. I love you and I appreciate you so much.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, in contentious times like this, it's time for those people who love the country that we have built. Is the country perfect? No. Can it be perfect? Probably not, but it can be better. And every step we make to make it better is important.
Yes, it is.
I'm a firm believer that we got about 10% of folks on both sides.
Extreme right, extreme left.
That are crazy. All right. But what everybody should be heard. But common sense folks be able to work together, stand in a line, not argue. There's gonna be people that's for President Trump. There's gonna be people that's for Vice President Harris in line. So while y'all in line, be respectful of each other and do the process, because I pretty much believe that once you get to the line, you know who you're gonna vote for. So while you in line, be respectful of each other and be civil.
That's all.
Okay? So respect each other, respect the process, but more importantly, after the people have spoken, and whoever wins, let's work together to get to work. Jason, you introduce our next guest.
Well, our next guest is, I don't think she's no stranger to the show.
No, she's not a stranger to the show.
I'm gonna tell you, I met this young lady a couple of months ago out there in rural Hines County.
That's right.
And I had the pleasure of actually seeing another, I'll call it soldier, working on the front line to get things together.
That's right.
Did I say anything wrong, man? To get all
you did not. You did not.
But it's always good seeing a person of your caliber. And I'm going to be honest with you and say that actually trying to get some structure in place so we can do our work with now. So your own few words. Go ahead and tell people who you are and your background, and we go from there.
Oh my goodness, he gets me passing the question here. Good evening, listeners. Thank you, Commissioner, for having me. My name is Monica Bradshaw, and as was stated, I am from rural Hines County. I am a proud graduate of Alcorn State University, and I also went to the ROTC department. I was commissioned in the Military Intelligence Corps in 1992, and praise God, I retired in 2018 after 30 years of service.
Well, thank you for that 30 years of commitment to our nation and us.
Yes.
And now you're back home trying to light it on fire.
I am. I wanted to come back home to serve.
Let me open it up like this. Since the beginning of an America, we had the American Revolution, and then when the veterans of that revolution built the country. Then we had Civil War, World War I, World War II, and it's always been the veterans who come home after the wars and serve and make our place better. And you're just part of this generation of veterans who are trying to make our community better. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question or comment?
Thank you. Commissioner, for taking my call. I'm concerned about the circuit court does not have curbside voting. We call the Secretary of State. They said it's left up to the clerk to have curbside voting, meaning that it's a lot of seniors who are handicapped, walking canes and chairs. They want to vote, but they don't want to have to get out at the courthouse in Jackson, Mississippi, and come in and perhaps sit down or be able to stand in line. I don't know if that's an order that we need to take up with the legislators to make sure that every county and voting place have what they call curbside voting. Now, I do understand that they are saying, well, they can call in and order a letter and have it notarized, send it back, and then they will send a ballot. Well, you know, the seniors, a lot of them does not have people to help them with that. They don't have a notary. That's a lot of work. And so, being an expert, a legend in the legislature, we'd like to have some investigation going on to see if independently the supervisors can be able to order a budget and have curbside voting. You know, Hines County.
Last time I checked, we do have curbside voting, but let me check on the status of that, because I know that you can go to the precinct and your driver can pull up to the front door. They can go in and they can come out to the passenger door. I have not seen a case where that has not happened, but we can investigate that, Ms. Green.
Would you please, because Mr. Wallace says that they only can do that on the day of an election. And if that's the only time that we can have that going on, we need to use whatever necessary to make sure.
On election day, we do have curbside voting. I know that for a fact.
On the day of election.
On the day of election, there is curbside.
We talking about right now, that they can go in there, they can go to drive up and ask the clerk to come out and get them certified to vote.
Let me find out about that, Ms. Green. I'll inform everybody next week, but I don't know the answer to that question, but we can find out for you, okay?
Thank you so kind.
Yes, ma'am.
Goodbye.
Hello, caller. Welcome to the show. What's your question or comment?
DeKeither, Michael Thompson.
Hey, Bill Thompson.
They do have curbside voting. I worked the polls yesterday and I witnessed curbside voting being done on yesterday. I worked the poll all day yesterday. Precinct 80 in Tougaloo, they do have curbside voting.
I appreciate it, Mike.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So now you back home
I'm back home.
and you are trying with a whole group of good folks,
Pushing it forward.
pushing it forward, because where there is unity and structure, there is progress.
Yes.
So talk about rural Hines County and also the organization that has been formed and is meeting continually to hold folks to the fire to provide for services.
Absolutely. The Rural Hines County Community Association was a brainchild of one of the good folks that you're referencing, Patty Mace. We have been talking about issues that's plaguing rural Hines County, specifically those who are in the unincorporated areas. So whenever an old slogan was saying, when one sector of America has a cold, we have pneumonia. You know, we don't typically get a fast response to some of the issues that are plaguing us. So we decided to just come together and galvanize the people in the rural community so we can have a mighty voice when we go forward to our elected officials and demand our rightful, our piece of pie.
That's right. So you got a meeting coming up.
We have a meeting coming up.
Talk to me about that.
The next meeting is scheduled for October 29th, 6:45 at the Bench Fire Station. And what we are looking to do, we don't want to give the impression that it is for or ran solely by individuals that's on Old Highway 3 or Canada Cross Road. This is for all people who are in, again, rural Hines County. We want to spread our wings out to Bolton, Edwards, Leonard, Raymond, Pocahontas, St. Thomas, and forgive me if I'm omitting any names. We want all of those people to come in. So again, our voices collectively will be able to really get some things done.
Well, we appreciate it. So if somebody wants to contact you or participate, and more importantly, join up.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right.
To be a soldier in this battlefield.
Exactly. I'm gonna give an email address and a phone number. The email address is pmace, and that's P as in Paul, M as in Mike, A as in Apple, C as in Charles, E as in eggs, the number 8 at yahoo.com. Now I will give my number. This is the number to my nonprofit, Lions Endowment Coalition, and that number is 769-233-5408.
One more time with the number real slow.
The number 769-233-5408. So we're asking you, we really need you guys to come out. We have been having some elected officials to come to the meetings to address the constituents firsthand, but it can't stop there. So it's an interesting segue from the previous to guess, okay, you vote, now what? So your work hasn't done. So yes, we need you to go out there and vote. We need you to do that. However, once we vote and get these individuals in office, we need to hold them accountable. They need to be able to give us the answers that we deserve. Because as I said before, historically, the rural unincorporated areas are left out of the conversation. And with this organization, we're hoping to fill that gap so our people, again, can get their fair share of the pie.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. You're always welcome to come. So is
Thank you
Superwoman.
so
She's welcome to come too.
I can make just one statement to that point, though. I give you guys one credit. You go to some community things, it's always rah, attack you. But I got from you guys are trying to have solutions. You guys are trying to actually find a solution.
Exactly.
Not all that other stuff. So
Exactly.
I appreciate that.
I mean, you always will have those that have a complaint. But as I was trained, and even before the military, how my parents operated, if you have a problem, what's your solution? How do we work together to get it done?
That's what I really appreciate.
So that's the community aspect of the association. We need all of the ideas so we can come together to get a solution.
Well, thanks a lot. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much
You're
for
always
having
welcome to
me.
come.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
And
Oh, no
appreciate you
problem,
guys.
man.
Thank you so much.
Pardon words, Ms. Clark.
Well, Commissioner, I have, well, let me know when I can make an announcement. I
Go
do
ahead.
have one announcement. Let me get back here to this announcement. But it's been a lot of great, man, we've been having a great time these last couple of days. So much been going on.
Who was on the road? Who was in the road last week?
So much. But I gotta tell you, in the capital area, though, you do have the six-year anniversary block party on October 26th from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at the Bean Barn. You can actually get more information at beanbarnjackson.com. That's 177 North Galvin Street, Jackson, Mississippi. They're gonna have a lot of free food, games, music, and a real great time this evening. So please come out there this Saturday, October 26th, 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m.
This is good people at the Bean Bar.
Man, they setting the standards up for us. That's all I want to say.
I toured it just yesterday
Commissioner.
again, and the work that is being done there is truly special. If you've not gone by and taken a look at it, but more importantly, if you are a leader in the community, you need to be plugged into the Bean Bar, not just in physical presence, but in ability and action. People outside this state are investing hundreds of thousands of dollars into true community revitalization and urban renewal. But the local community needs to balance that out, specifically the city and county. We're going to work with our city leaders and county leaders to help bolster that. But this is a special, innovative place where you can really foster and nurture the genius inside our community that's been left behind. So thanks for Jason.
I'm glad you went to Commissioner yesterday. That full tour we got with Dr. National Secrets yesterday. But I just like one thing about it. I ain't gonna lie. When I saw those 8th graders from Clinton School building a whole radio station from its from his own self doing it. I never seen nothing like that before.
Right.
Or the young lady that's in 11th grade creating her own app, generating revenue.
Right.
Now, this is stuff you like entrepreneurship. You like people actually
do for yourself. Stop begging white folks for stuff. Do for you.
And so just know that we got that right in the back door.
That's right.
We need to utilize that more than enough. I mean,
That's right.
It should be packed out. But
That's right.
we try to get the word out there, Commissioner.
So, I love the bean path in the bean barn because it fosters self-determination. For far too long, we've been begging folks to do for us what we can do for ourselves. And what I've found in life, the more you're willing to do for yourself, the more people will offer you help that you may not even need. But you will get it when you try to step forward for yourself. And this is an opportunity that has great leadership, accountable leadership,
Yes, sir.
effective stewardship, because there's a difference between leadership and stewardship. Leadership plus stewardship. And people trust them so much that they're partnering with Amazon and big global corporations to provide great innovative skill training and skill development for the young people in our community and the senior citizens.
Yep, and entrepreneurs. The young folks, the Oaks program, which is miraculous. I love that. And the entrepreneurs, everybody that's small business, mid-sized business, they have an AI technology to help you guys take it to the next level.
And last thing, I want to appreciate everybody who participated in the Nuclear Summit at the Public Service Commission, because nuclear is the #1 conversation that's going to drive economic development and our economy forward in the future. So continue to support us as we expanded the certificate for the Grand Gulf Nuclear Power Plant to 2044. Now we want to expand the operation to last another 100 years as well. So let's continue to work towards making those investments that lead to a brighter Mississippi. Pardon words, Ms. Clark.
Commissioner, leave forward to you, sir.
Well, as I end every show, ladies and gentlemen, I always want to say, just remember what you got to do. Remember who you're supposed to do it with. Remember that we all got to work together. No matter what your race or political party, because for far too long, Black and white folks and Democrats have been fighting. But other folks are coming to this country working. So now it's time for us to stop fighting and get to work, because you know what's going to happen? If we Black, white folks keep fighting so daggone much, our grandchildren are going to be slaves. You know what slaves got to do? They got to beg for work for folks who just got here. So let's get to work. Let's stop fighting so daggone much. Make a list of what we agree on and produce good things for the folks in Mississippi and this country. We can no longer fight this much. We got to work. We got to roll our sleeves up and work. And protesting is not work. Work is work. All right? Work is work. How many jobs are you creating? How much economy are you turning over? Doers. Not just talkers, doers. And join us on this journey at the Public Service Commission, where we set a goal, a very audacious goal, to create 100,000 jobs in the state of Mississippi and create $100 billion in economic development. And some people say, that's crazy. $100 billion? We came out the gate this year creating $15 billion worth of economic and creating almost 10,000 jobs. So we on the way of doing the crazy dreams that God put in our heart. So join us as we create $100 billion in economic development and 100,000 jobs in our state. But in order to do it, it's time for some couch kicking. Grandmama rules. Don't let these young people lay in the bed when you leave going to work. Grandmama rules said that when it's time, Grandmama rules said when it's time to get up, everybody up.
Everybody gotta get up.
When you get up as an adult and you paying the bills in the house, do not leave a child in your house in the bed and you going to work. Okay? When you get up, go to work, everybody got to get up and have them doing something. And you tell them if they don't want to do nothing, they can go outside and do something. When you go to work, you can go to school. But we got too many unfilled jobs. We out here creating jobs. Ain't nobody fill them because they lay on the couch somewhere playing a video game. No, it's no longer acceptable for grown people to be slaves to their children. You mean they sit at home all day, sleep and TikTok, and you out here busting your butt trying to work every daggone day? No, that is not the answer. That is not the solution. That is no longer acceptable. Kick that couch. We are launching a couch kicking campaign, Mr. Clark.
Serious?
A couch kicking campaign.
Why?
If you walk in your house and there's somebody laying on your couch sleep, kick that couch and tell them get up and get to work. We got too many folks lazy. Too many folks sitting back. No, you're gonna leave out of here. You might only make minimum wage, but you're gonna go make it and bring it back up in this house. Everybody must be productive and profitable in this house. Stop. You got grandmamas out here leaving grandchildren and children at home sleep. 2 generations in there at the house. And one lady, Ms. Clark, and I was volunteering cutting grass. This lady got a lawnmower on the back porch. She got a boyfriend and a son in the house playing video games. And we come cut the grass. With our landscaping company that we put together.
Well, we took care of the elder.
We took care of the elder, but we had a stern conversation with them boys. Now you up in here with a lawnmower in the backyard, and then 2 of y'all, 2 generations in the house. No longer acceptable, ladies and gentlemen. And my parting words have never changed.
Always.
Never let anybody put you in a position when you don't love your own people. Because when you hate your own people, you're part of the very oppression we're trying to lift ourselves out of. I love you, Jackson. I love you, Mississippi. Handy, get us out of here.